Numbers coming in right now. The numbers you're seeing on your screens are a combination of the leads and the wins. Trump is at 303, while Harris is at 226. Talking about the confirmed electoral votes and the confirmed wins, 210 for Harris and 230 for Trump. It's just a margin of 20 electoral votes right now. And that being said, with only result from North Carolina coming out, the remaining 6 battleground states, they still remain to declare their results. So,
and these are the battleground states, Resha. And as we've spoken with a number of people, everyone said that no one's celebrating too early. They all want to wait for that final result to be out, and only then will any kind of celebration be seen on either side.
Right, as Trump and Harris battle it out for the White House, Republicans and Democrats are in a tight battle in 2024 for control of both chambers of the 119th Congress.
The U.S. Capitol is divided into the House of Representatives, where all 435 seats are up for grabs. And then there is the 100-member Senate, which has 34 seats at stake this year. In the upper chamber, there are 10 competitive Senate races this cycle, spanning the country from Maryland to Texas to Montana. Earlier, Democrats held the majority with 51 seats in the upper chamber, which includes 4 independent senators who caucus with them. Republicans needed to regain control of 2 seats to flip that Senate, and Senator-elect Jim Justice's victory in this deeply conservative state of West Virginia has given that needed boost for the Republicans.
Republicans also managed to flip Ohio. Republican entrepreneur Bernie Moreno defeated Senate Banking Chairman Sherrod Brown, ousting the Democratic Party's most prominent populist and putting the GOP on course towards a Senate majority. Now, while Democrat Angela Also Brooks won the Maryland U.S. Senate race, defeating out Republican opponent Larry Hogan, as of now, Republicans are at 50 and Democrats are at 41 in the Senate, out of which 34 seats are up for grabs this year.
And, just bringing back the figures for our viewers, this is the race to 270 with the figures that you see in front. The red camp is at 303 and the blue camp is at 226. Now, these figures that we're showing you, this is a combination of both leads and confirmed wins. So the final figure we'll get to know in a bit. As of now, if we just look at the wins, the certain figures are the red camp is at 230 confirmed wins, with the blue camp at 189 confirmed wins. The gap between the two camps is definitely reducing at this point.
Absolutely, Shivin. And that being said, with at least 6 swing states, results of the 6 swing states are still remaining. That was about the presidential race, but there's lots happening in the United States of America tonight for them. It's morning for us here. In the Senate race, the U.S. Senate race, 42 for Democrats and 50 for Republicans. Coming down to the House of Representatives, where it's 131 for Democrats and 175 for Republicans. We've seen in the past that the Senate and the U.S. House of Representatives, they flip-flop. So with the U.S. Senate having a very slim Democratic majority this year, there are 60% chances. What pollsters are saying that it will now flip towards the Republicans, but again with a very thin majority.
We were earlier joined by Voice of America correspondent who was joining us from Trump headquarters, Mar-a-Lago in Florida. And she did mention that Trump would be in attendance. That is the buzzword over there. Of course, there is a lot of, a high energy environment there at the Trump headquarters, whereas at the Harris base, it seems to be a little somber at this point. But again, as the gap is reducing, there could be a sense of celebration coming in the blue camp as well.
Just reiterating the numbers right now, early leads and wins, 303 for Trump and 226 for Harris. Like what the red camp has been saying, they are cautiously optimistic, but we'll have to wait and see when the results trickle in as to who will be the next U.S. president. Well, as results poured in, WION talked to experts about the historic presidential race. Let's have a look at what the experts had to say.
Whoever wins Pennsylvania, as you said, it makes the path to winning the presidency a whole lot easier. And so Trump hasn't done himself any favors in the last week. Your viewers might have heard of his Madison Square Garden appearance earlier this week, where a comedian referred to Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage. Democrats really seized on that comment and made a big deal out of it because there is a sizable Puerto Rican population in Pennsylvania. And in a swing state and in a place like Pennsylvania, any niche demographic matters a lot because it could take just a handful of votes to push them over the edge.
Turnout is crucial. Harris is trying to generate turnout mainly through a very ambitious nationwide effort, mobilizing really millions of volunteers for door knocking, for knocking on doors, or for many hundreds of thousands of volunteers to knock on doors or to make phone calls. Trump, in contrast, has delegated that role to some political allies, Elon Musk. Which effort works out better remains to be seen.
It's to be expected. These are, of course, more conservative strongholds, red states comparatively. Bernie Sanders, of course, is from Vermont, so she has that in the bag. But frankly, I have to say, if you look at the margins by which Trump is winning in these states so far, they're astronomical. It's not even comparison, kind of a landslide. And I think that's very indicative of what we can be seeing for the rest of the evening. It's not what the media has been portraying, what the polls have been portraying.